वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. I welcome everyone who are in the temple as well as those who are online watching this video. We are going further in our study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Why we have to study Srimad Bhagavad Gita? We can just keep it at home and pray it. चंदन चोखा लगा सकते हैं उसके ऊपर. We can put rice, we can put chandan, kumkum, and we can do the puja of it. Is that the real puja? It is told that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is like mother. So if we have a mother at home and we put kumkum and we put garland on the mother, but we do not follow her instructions, will it be a true way of following and respecting the mother? Answer is no. It will not. The real way of following the mother is to follow her words, to follow her instruction, to follow her guidance. That is the real respect. Respect means what? Respect means whatever is told by somebody, we follow that. We believe in it. That is the thing. And that is why we are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is a study, remember. And by doing that study, we are actually doing a puja. Somebody will ask, what you are doing during this 45 minutes? I can say we are doing puja of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Doing puja doesn't really mean only that you put chandan, you put kumkum on it, you put rice, grains on it, and then you say that we have done Gita Puja. Gita Puja means following the words of Gita, following the words of Bhagwan, Yogeshwar, Krishna. That is the meaning of real puja. So we are doing this puja every week on Wednesday, and we will continue with our journey to understand Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Last time we were on 28th sloka, and we were understanding the mechanism and the components of actions and its fruits and the intentions and the initiation of the actions compared to the soul, what we are actually. Tattvavittu Mahabaho Guna Karma Vibhagayo. Yeah. The person who is understanding oneself doesn't get iti matvana sajjate, doesn't get attached. And he understands the guna and karma as two separate parts, and he understands also that he is not part of either guna or the karma. And guna guneshu vartanta, that is what we studied last time. How the material world, the sensual object, any object which is sensual object, a food, a car, a bungalow, a person, anything, it may be live or dead. That sensual object and the material body, our senses, which gets connected, which gets attached, which gets attracted towards that object. In this whole mechanism, where we are was the study which we did last time. Iti matvana guna guneshu vartanta iti matvana sajjate. That is what we were studying last time. And then we further studied as a prakrute guna sarmuda. So we were studying the sloka 29, that is where we left. So I'll chant sloka 29 and then we will go further on what we studied and what are the leftovers on the sloka 29 of chapter 3. Prakruter guna sammudha sajjante guna karmasu tan krutsna vido mandan krutsna vinna vichalayet. What it means? Tan krutsna vido mandan. Prakrute guna sammudha. Prakrute, the nature, as our bodily nature, as our material body, has its own nature. Our material body will have its own nature. We will sweat, we will feel thirsty, we will feel hungry, and then going at a higher level than animal level, like we will have a greed, we will have an actions to be done, and sammudha, the mood, the ignorant person will get attached to those actions. Yeah, if I drink a nice cold drink, I will get attached to it. I want to drink the same cold drink every time because it was giving me a good quench of thirst. But the attachment which is understood, and sammudha, the people who are ignorant, will continue to go into it. Mandan means one who is ignorant. Tan krutna vido mandan. Krusnavid and Krusnavid. There are two words here. Krusnavid, there is the last word is the, and another is Krusnavin. Krusnavin means with means person with the knowledge. So the meaning was that a person with the knowledge should not tell the ignorant person that you are going by the Prakrute Guna. You are going by this. And we last time took the example, and we talked about a girl who was told by the father that you should not, a little girl who was told by the father that you should not be eating chocolates because the teeth will go decay. There will be decay in your teeth. What will happen? The girl will not eat it, but she will be losing the fun of the life. At that young age, eating chocolates, eating ice creams is a fun. She will lose the fun. Finally, we want the fun, isn't it? In the life, we want fun. ये सब दुनिया मोह माया है, छोड़ के चले जाओ. Will it work? It doesn't work. It doesn't work in both ways. The world will stop, and secondly, what will we do then otherwise? So it doesn't work. So here it is told, vichalayet, krutsnavin vichalayet, na vichalayet. Do not unsettle. प्रकृति जन्य गुणों से अत्यंत मोहित हुए अज्ञानी मनुष्य गुणों और कर्मों में आसक्त रहते हैं. सम्मूढ़ा सज्जते, उन पूर्णतया न समझने वाले मंद बुद्धि मंदाना अज्ञानियों को कृत्स्नविद, पूर्णतया जानने वाला ज्ञानी मनुष्य कृत्स्नविद विचलित न करे. न विचलयेत, डू नॉट टेल, शुड नॉट अनसेटल. A jnani person should not disturb the understanding of the ignorant person. And we took the example. Let us take another example of a baby. Suppose there is a little baby, a little boy, 1.5 year, 2 year old, and the mother is pregnant again. The mother is expecting another baby. So the boy is going to ask, Mama, where the baby is going to come from? How the baby will come? Now explaining how a baby will be born to an infant, the kid will neither understand nor he or she will develop a love towards the God, as an understanding that okay, the God has sent it to me. So it will neither work as a material world nor as a spiritual world. It will not work in both ways because the kid is so much ignorant. So telling the kid the truth is not the right way. Mostly the worldly work and the order is continued by ignorant people. Think about it. If everybody becomes, there is a story, katha hai. हमारे में कथा है, we have a katha. The katha goes like this, that the world was created by Brahma. The world was created by Brahma. Now world has to go further. So Brahma created some human beings. And he told, go in this world which I created and produce more babies, do your sansar and grow this world. Now the first son of Brahma was Narad. Narad Rishi, Naradji, Narayana. This Narad Rishi, he was the first son of Brahma. He knew this world is Maya. Maya hai, galat hai. It is wrong, it is fake, it is misleading. So when he got all his brothers and sisters created by Brahma, Narad Muni told to all those brothers and sisters, Baba, this is all Maya, we are going to it, you will waste your whole soul and everything, don't go into it. And his siblings told that, yeah, that is true. Our elder brother is telling that is true. Actually, it is Maya. And it is Maya, there is no doubt about it. But what happens? Then all of them told, okay, we are going to tyag, sansar tyag kar chale jayenge. And all of them didn't produce any more babies, they didn't go into the sansar. So what happened? What was Brahmaji's work? His work was to create the world and to put the people and animals and creatures in it, so the world will continue. Now because of this Narad, the first batch of students failed. The first batch of people failed. And so Brahmaji was upset and he created another batch of people. And again the same thing happened. Narad told the people that, oh, you are going into Maya, leave this. This is wrong, this is all fake, illusion, delusion. And then other batch also failed. Now Brahmaji became absent, very upset. What my duty is to create the world and let the world grow and go further on its own. This Narad is coming in between. He is very upset with his son, the first son, Narad. Now he created the third batch of humans and then he sent it. And this batch also was getting into Narad's style, and then they were also going to go. And they left. Brahmaji was so upset that he cursed Narad. Katha hai, katha hai. Shastra nahi hai. There is a big difference between Purana and Shastra. Shastra means a proven logically principle. Shastra means it is a principle, whereas it is applicable anytime, anywhere. But Katha means it is for fun, isn't it? When I am telling this, it is a fun. Katha sunne mein maja aata hai. Katha sravanam. But Katha means it may be wrong. You do not go logically. You go with what is the meaning behind it. That is what the Kathas are for. Kathas are not for logical proven. They may not be able to, one may not be able to prove the logic behind the Katha. Anyway, so this is Katha. So the Narad ji ke upar Brahma ji become very angry on Narad, and he cursed, the father cursed the son. Aisa kaha hai. The father cursed the son that because you are, disturbing my activities, you are disturbing my work, so, and this, you are not allowing these people to settle in the world, so I am cursing you. He cursed. What did he curse? He told that tumhara ghar nahi rahega. You will not be able to settle. Because you are unsettling other people, you will not be able to settle. And that day onwards, Narad has no wife, Narad has no home. Yeah, he goes up and down. Patal Lok mein gaya, udhar gaya, Swarg Lok mein gaya. He goes everywhere. We always hear, Narad ji went to this, Narad ji went to that. Narad ji, we never hear. Narad ji had a wife, he has a son, he was sitting in his couch and he was playing with his son. We never hear that. Narad ji never settled because of the curse of Brahma. Now, this is it's a nice story, it's a funny story. Yeah, people enjoy it. But no vichala, this is what is important. That is what we are talking about. We are talking about Shastra. So, most of the worldly work is done by ignorant people. Maya hai to kya hai? Mujhe yahi pasand hai. Maya, so what? I like it. I know it is Maya, but when my daughter is playing with me with the doll, I will also play with the doll. And it is fun. And I can give good messages through that also. So, a Krutnavin, an intelligent person, a understood person, a person with the knowledge should do the same actions with the people. Do not tell them, but do the same action, but put a right thought into it. Just like a mother will say to the daughter, oh, now the doll is hungry, we will feed it. So now that means the doll, through the doll, which is a Maya, the kid actually learns the truth. That when you are hungry, you should feed through your mouth. You should change the diaper. You should go to the toilet. You should meet your friends. You should not beat other people. All these good things are learned through what? Through Maya, through the doll, through the play. That is what is the place. So it is very important that na vichalaye, do not say that. जो बोलते हैं दुनिया में ये सब माया है छोड़ दो, it is not jiving with Gita, because Gita says do not say that, even though it is truth, because it doesn't lead to anything. The world is continued by the ignorant people, disturbing them rather than slowly transforming as the understanding develops will disturb the world order. The world order will be disturbed. That will happen. And second part, point number 2 is, not everyone is equally intelligent to understand. They are not intelligent, they are not intellectual enough to take the path of Gyan and understand the intricacy of it. So some people can attain it same by the bhakti yoga. Bhakti करके भी हो कर सकता है. प्यार सीखने के लिए, to understand the love, even a doll is good. Why not? The kid hugs the doll. The kid plays with the doll. Kid learns how to love, how to express love, how to kiss, hug, express the love, express anger, anything for that matter. How is that done? Through the doll. The doll is Maya. So it means that if somebody has not that much of enough intellect, still they can attain the same level, the same stage as a Jnani person. And that is why we have got a Jnani Bhakta and also the Bhav Bhakti. Bhav Bhakti and Jnana Bhakti. We have got two types of bhaktis in Gita. Gita also supports the bhakti. Gita is complete supporter of bhakti. As much emphasis is given on the Gyan, the similar emphasis or same emphasis is given also on the Bhav Bhakti. We will come to that when that chapter comes. But now we are talking about Gyan. So the Gyani should not say, the people who are ignorant will still understand through the Maya, but let them understand, explain them through their way. That is the message here to the Jnani people, Krutsnavid. This is a message to the Jnani people. And this, what will happen? In case you say also, the confusion will occur and it will result into inaction. I always joke about it. Ek bar ek aadmi tha. One day there was a man. He was a married person. He was having kid. He was doing job. One day he went to a temple or some katha. And the Jnani Purush, the person on the altar was telling, Sansar Maya hai, all this is fake, all the world Sansar delusion hai, world is a delusion. He thought, that is correct. I am not having that much knowledge, I am not having that much intellect, but this person is having it. So I should follow him. So he goes home and he says that today onwards I am not going to go to the job, I am not going to earn any money, I am not going to do any work. I'll just, take the name of the God and sit here on the couch. What will happen? Who will feed the family? It's not practical. So, it will result in an inaction if it is misunderstood. Worldly order will disturb and it will stop. And the second part will be, because the person knows that this is wrong, this is incorrect, and still I have to do. Take the example of the same person. The same person goes home and he thinks that, oh, ये सब माया है, बीवी बच्चों के लिए करना पड़ता है, yeah, I have to do for the wife and the children, but this is all wrong, I am wasting my life. What will happen? It will be feeling of guilt. So the guilt feeling will be there, and the person will be unhappy in the life. So either there is an inaction or the unhappiness in the life. Both are results into vichalayet, unsettled. The आदमी विचलित हो जाएगा. So it is not good. It is not good to tell them, but to show them how to reach to the same level through the Maya path. That is what it is. Gita never says, भगवा पहन के कनखल में चले जाओ. Gita never says you wear the saffron clothes and go in the forest. Gita says you be in the sansar, do your duty, and go through that path and attain the highest level of moksha. And one more thing to understand here is that what is the meaning of unattached? Krutsnavin. Krutsnavin means unattached, knowledgeable person. Who is unattached? Unattached means what? Unattached means a person who has left the actions, who is aloof, who is disconnected. If that is the psychology of a person of a disconnection, then the quality of the work will suffer. Keenness to do the job, keenness to do the actions will not be of the highest quality. Why? नहीं है, interest ही नहीं है. I am not interested. I have to do it. It is a compulsion, and because it is a compulsion, I don't want to do it. It's a compulsion. It's like a jail. Sansar jail hai. They will feel like that. If that is a feeling, can the world be happy? No. So even after knowing the truth, the person will not be happy, and in turn the world will not be happy. So telling the truth doesn't make any sense over there. So unattached means what? Unattached means doing the work with the wholeheartedly, but seeing that it is done in a different way. What is the different way? What is the difference? What is the meaning of unattached in the life? That is important. Now we will go to the 30th sloka. And this 30th sloka, 330, some slokas are very, very important in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And here the 30th sloka is a very important sloka. Why? Because this is the first sloka in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita where the God has started to reveal himself. Sometimes people come in our life. Sometimes people, a very special people come in our life, but we don't understand them. We don't recognize them. We don't understand the qualities of those people. We don't understand how much important they are for us as well as for the world. And same thing happens to Arjun also. From 30th sloka, the God started revealing him that I am the Supreme. But Arjun took such a long time till Vibhuti Yoga, till 10th chapter. He is just still looking at it. Unless the Vishwarup darshan happens, Arjun doesn't understand. 7 chapters, 6.5. 7 chapters are still to be told by the God to Arjun to explain and make him understand that I am the God. Imagine. An intelligent person like Arjun takes that much time. How much time we will take when a person comes in our life? Sometimes people come in our life. They bring a great message to us in various ways. But we don't listen because we don't understand them. हम किसकी सुनते हैं? जिसको हम मानते हैं. We listen to only those whom we respect, whom we think ours. We don't listen to the people whom we do not think ours. ये मेरा आदमी है तो मैं सुनूंगा, मेरा आदमी नहीं है मैं नहीं सुनूंगा. But how to decide मेरा आदमी? That is the biggest question. Anyway, so we'll go further here. So we'll go to the 30th sloka. I will chant 30th sloka and we'll go further to that. Mai sarvani karmani sannyasyadhyatma chetasa nirashi nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigata jvaraha. Wow. See, the God told, Mai sarvani karmani, Mai, unto me, performing all the work as an offering unto me. Me. He used the word me. He didn't use the word God. Bhagwan ko arpit karo. He didn't say that. He told Mai sarvani. Mujhe arpit karo. Mujhe. What does it mean? The moment he says Mujhe, that means he is not speaking as Krishna. He is speaking as a Yogeshwar, the creator, the controller, the operator. G-O-D, generator, operator and destroyer. He talks like that. But Arjun doesn't understand the word Mai here. He just, ek kaan se dala, dusre kaan se nikal diya. Put it from one ear and take it out from the other ear. Doesn't go to the brain. But God is telling, Mai sarvani karmani sannyasyadyatma chetasa. Performing all the work as an offering unto me. Constantly meditate on me as a supreme. Become free from the desire and selfishness, and with mental grief departed, you fight. Yuddha swa vigata jvara. Jvara. Grief. Pain. Psychological trauma. He is telling, leave that. Nirashi nirmamo bhutva. Nirashi. Nirashi, it means free from desire. Nirashi doesn't mean sad. Nirashi means जिसको आशा नहीं है ऐसा नहीं, but जिसको desire नहीं. One who doesn't have the desire. आशा है. Arjun goes to the war. Why? I will fight and I will win. Anything which we do has got asha. But nirashi, mai unto me, sarvani, karmani, all your karmas, sannyasa. Sannyasa means renouncing completely. Adhyatma chetasa, with the thoughts of resting on God. What does it mean? How does it say? In Hindi, we can say that tu vivekvarti buddhi ke dwara संपूर्ण कर्तव्य कर्मों को मेरे अर्पण कर. और मेरे अर्पण करके कामना ममता और संताप रहित होकर युद्ध रूप कर्तव्य कर्मों का पालन कर. That is what it means in Hindi. Okay, so here there are so many important points coming up. One is, this is the first time Yogeshwar is telling as a third party person. हाँ, third party person. मुझे दे दो. What's direct? He is directly telling all your karmas you give it to me. हाँ, सर्वाणी कर्मणि, सब कर्म. कौन से? कर्तव्य कर्म. Whatever is your prescribed duty, you give it to me. And we will try to understand what does it mean by giving it to him. He told that, give it to me. This is indicative that he is a Yogeshwar Krishna. He is not talking Yogeshwar, he is not talking as a person, but he is talking as a God, because he is God. So the question here is, what is the meaning of giving to the God? There are so many points here. They are all bullet points. Those who are interested may write it down or keep it in mind if they can remember it. Yeah, giving to the God. भगवान को देना यानी क्या? भगवान को क्या दे सकते हैं? भगवान को क्यों देना? Why to give it to God? What we can give to God? Where to give him? Where is he? He is omnipresent. So where to give? So first of all, he is telling that you arpan karke. The important word here is that nirasi nirmamo buddhva sannyasyadatma chetasa. That is very important part. Resting on the God. Resting on the God means what? Let us take an example. You must have seen in Canada it is a little difficult example, but when there is a railway train in India, we have got railway trains, and this railway train has got a lot of crowd. There is a huge crowd there, and there is a unreserved compartment. Now everybody rushes in, and then try to grab the seat and all that when the train arrives. Now there is a lady, a single lady, she is traveling with a little baby, 2-3-year-old baby. She also wants to travel, so she also goes and rushing in. But she is with the baby, she is having some luggage. She can't rush and pick up a seat. So what she thinks, I will not go in rushing. I will sit next to the door which is for the toilet. हाँ, वहाँ टॉयलेट के बाजू के दरवाजे के बाजू पे बैठ जाती है. She sits over there. Now definitely there is a smell. She sits on the ground. There is a dust. So many people are going by because from one compartment to another. It is very uncomfortable. And initially the kid also starts crying a lot because of uncomfort, being pushed and all that thing. Eventually the train starts. What happens? The kid sleeps. बच्चा माँ की गोद में सो जाता है. The kid sleep on the lap of the mother. While sitting in the lap of the mother, the kid doesn't have any fear, doesn't have any worry which railway station I am going to get down, whether my destination is coming or not, whether that is my correct destination. All these worries are gone. He is traveling. Remember, he is traveling, but he is not worried. He is traveling. Why? Because he is sleeping on the lap of the mother. That is imagine that. The amount of comfort. The baby is sleeping next to a toilet door. The baby is sleeping on the ground maybe with lot of dust. But baby is fast asleep with one understanding. And that one understanding is, I am sleeping on the lap of my mother. I am with my mother. What a comfort. The baby can sleep with such a big crowd and lots of sweating. Maybe it is hot, maybe it is rainy, the floor is wet, maybe, so many people keep their shoes around. Baby will be happy. Baby will sleep comfortably. Why? Because there is a mother. Ma. We have got a mother here in temple also. When we come to the temple, look at mother. माँ की गोद में मैं माँ का बेटा हूँ. फिर मुझे किसकी चिंता? If I am the kid, if I am the son of my mother, why I should worry? दे देना, अर्पण करना. अर्पण करना मतलब क्या? कुछ देना, पैसा देना, घर देना, सोना चढ़ाना. अर्पण means what? You arpan your life. When you arpan your life to the God, your worries are gone. Does it mean we don't have to work? No, we will be doing the same work. We will have the family, we will raise our family, we will have the kids, we will grow them, give them good education. Everything will happen. Nothing is going to change. The only thing which is changing is the psychology while doing that work. While doing that, the psychology makes a difference. I always give the example, maybe we have talked about it earlier also, that the psychology makes the people happy or unhappy. Imagine there is a situation that there is a 10, whatever we can say, $10,000 necklace, and it is kept on a table. And one person is told that if you run from this table to that wall in the yard, and you jump over the wall within 10 seconds, then you will get this necklace free. It will be a gift to you. What will happen? The person is running. Within 10 seconds, the person runs from the table till the wall, jumps over the wall within 10 seconds and comes that, see, I completed my target, and he gets the necklace. There is another person. That person is told that you are also running with this, you are also running in the same 10-second time from this location, this table, until that wall, and you jump the wall. But there will be dogs running after you. If they catch you, you are a thief. You have to work as a thief. If the dogs will catch you, you are in trouble. But if the dogs doesn't catch you, then you will get this necklace as a gift, as a free steal. What will happen? वो चोर भी दौड़ेगा और 10 सेकंड में दीवार पार करेगा. And the person who is running for as a gift, as a prize also, is running in the same way. But both of them get the same $10,000 necklace, golden necklace. Both of them run with the same speed, because that is how they cover the whole distance in 10 seconds. But the psychology during the running is important part. One person who is running for achieving something, while the other person is running for escaping from the dogs. Our actions may be same, our results will be same, our directions will be same, everything will be same, but the psychology makes the travel time. During that travel of 10 seconds, one person will be motivated, enthusiastic, happy to achieve something, and the other person will be scared, feared. This is the difference of psychology in the actions, and that is what is important. So giving to the God is what? Does it mean inaction? हाँ, भगवान जो करता है वही है. हाँ, भगवान के मर्जी के बगैर पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता. So why should I do anything? हाँ, भगवान को सब कुछ दे देना. हाँ. There are people, and I, namaskar है उनको. If they are really living with that psychology, great. But I will not wear any clothes. I will not do anything. I'll just go to the forest. I will do nothing. Why? Because I am giving my whole life to the God. Whatever God says, I will do. God will never come and say that. So he will be just doing like that. Inaction is completely to be avoided as per Srimad Bhagavad Gita. All happens as per the God's wish. I also give the example. अगर भगवान की मर्जी से सब होता है. Suppose there are two students. One student, both of them having exam after 10 days. One student is, you tell that, okay, you study hard, you work hard, you study your, all your lessons properly, and you give exam. And the other student, you say that don't study anything, you just Bhagwan ka naam leke baitho. Ram 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 Ram. Who will pass? Who will pass? It is important that we do our duty, but Bhagwan ko arpan karke. That is important part. Yeah. Do not read during the exam, will not pass you the exam. So it does not mean inaction. Bhagwan ko dena doesn't mean inaction. This is number 1 point. It also doesn't mean aloof or non-related. अभी क्या भगवान का काम है, होगा तो भगवान की मर्जी से होगा तो होगा. We don't say that. Anything which needs our volunteering, anything which needs our effort, we see भगवान की मर्जी से होगा. Then why do we get up in the morning and run for our job? While going to the job also say the same way. हाँ, आज अगर मैं जाऊंगा, भगवान की मर्जी होगा तो मैं जॉब पे जाऊंगा. And sit on the couch. There we run. There we go to the business. We put all our efforts. We make good money. There we don't say कि भगवान की मर्जी से होगा. And we tell, we hide our laziness. I can say that. We hide our laziness, we hide our fears in the name of, or behind the name of the God. We hide our fears. We hide our laziness. So it doesn't mean inaction. भगवान के ऊपर भरोसा का मतलब inaction नहीं है. It doesn't mean inaction. Giving it to God means what? Difference in the zeal and the effort for the personal work and the work of faith. अच्छा काम करना है तो भगवान की मर्जी होगा तो होगा. हाँ, बट वेन इट इज माई जॉब, इट इज माई बिजनेस, देन आई विल डू इट. नहीं, मैं नहीं करूंगा तो कौन करेगा. हाँ, दैट ड्यूअल साइकोलॉजी विल नॉट वर्क. द कंप्लीट लाइफ हैज टू बी गिवन टू द गॉड. भगवान को अर्पण करना मतलब क्या करना. हाँ, देन समबडी सेज बट देयर इज नो गॉड. थर्ड पॉइंट, भगवान है किधर, दिखता नहीं है. हाउ कैन आई गिव? I cannot see. And then somebody say that donation to temple, orphanage, social work, poor, downtrodden. So you do the black marketing in your business and then you go and do the social work. Will it work? It doesn't. That is duality. We are different as a person when it is coming to our own selfish reason, and then we are different when it comes to the social work. Corruption and politics and corruption is two major devils because of this. जो मेरा है उसमें मुझे इंटरेस्ट है. अदर थिंग्स आई एम अलूफ. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. And somebody says, there are, we use our intellect how not to do the thing. We always use our intellect how not to do the thing. Good, not to do the good thing. So somebody says, God owns everything. भगवान के पास सब कुछ है. God is omnipresent, He is everywhere and He owns everything. Why should I give Him? मेरे जैसा छोटा आदमी, I am a very small person. What can I give to God? Nothing. What I am doing work is enough. हम अच्छे तो दुनिया अच्छी. So they do not resist. That is another problem in the world. They do not resist. So the wrong people, the bad people in the society, they start becoming more powerful. Because to stop them, which is God's work, we don't do that. To stop them is the duty. At that time we say, भगवान उसका देख लेगा. We don't act on it. Another wrong thing. And some people ask, how will he take and consume because he is everywhere? Bhagwan agar sab jagah hai, everything is there and everything is owned by the God. Even if I give him, how will he consume? उसका उपयोग क्या करेगा? उसको देगा क्या? हम उसको क्या दे सकते हैं? हम इतने छोटे से पामर जीव. Kathakar tells a very excellent way of explaining how much small, meek we are and how much great. भगवान कितने महान है और हम कितने लघु हैं. पापो हम पापात्मा, पापनाशनम. Total, एकदम, it is explained that we are nothing. Then if we are so much nothing, how can we give something to the God? Cannot. And here God is telling, मुझे अर्पण कर. क्या अर्पण करेंगे? What we will give? And also some people feel shy. They are good people, but they feel shy because their job is bad. Their job to do the work. I am a butcher, for example. What will I do? मैं क्या अर्पण करूँगा? I am a butcher. I kill animals every day. What will I do? क्या मुझे भगवान की पूजा का हक नहीं है? Am I not authorized or am I not supposed to pray the God? If I am a butcher, that is my job. Can I donate my money for some good pious work which I have earned through killing animals? If I am a butcher, if I am a fisherman, yeah, there are jobs like that. So अर्पण कर, मैं कैसे अर्पण करूंगा? शर्म आती है. Yeah, I am shy, I am afraid. अर्पण कैसे करूं? हाँ, मैं चोर हूं, I am a thief. Thief is required, yeah. I am a prostitute. Anything. Remember, the world is very big and variety. We cannot see it with a, घोड़े की आंख के जैसे नहीं देख सकते. So are they not authorized, or are they not having the privilege to work for the God? Are they not having privilege to give anything to the God? यहाँ अर्पण करके लिखा है तो ऐसा नहीं लिखा कि खाली only doctors, engineers and chartered accountants are going to arpan me. It is telling anybody can arpan me. So how those people will be able to do the arpan? How those people will be able to give to the God? It is written here, give to the God. So, but God has given the clue here. Arpan means what should be your psychology to do the arpan? That is the first thing God has told. Nirashi nirmamo bhutva. If you are doing any actions without the desire, स्वार्थ नहीं है और ममत्व नहीं है. ममत्व, nirmama, one who is not having the selfishness in the action and who is not attached to the fruit. Fruit के लिए मोह नहीं है. That action is nothing but giving to the God. If you are doing your prescribed actions without selfishness and without getting attached to the fruit, that is nothing but giving to the God. Because जो किसी का नहीं है वो भगवान का है. This is extremely important word. We can, talk for hours on this. One which is of nobody, जो किसी का नहीं है वो भगवान का है. We always say there is a litmus test. You know what is a litmus test? In old time, I don't know now, the technology has changed, maybe the medicine science, but in old time there is liquids have got the pH value, and that pH is 7. So 7 pH is neutral. If you take a pure water and you put that paper, which is called as a litmus paper, you put it in and it doesn't change its color at all. It doesn't become blue or it doesn't become red. That means it is pH 7, neutral. And anything which is acidic will become red, pH value more. It will be 8, 9, 10. So if you put it in a sulfuric acid, it will change its color into a red color. And if it is a base, then it is a pH value less, which is pH 3, 2, like that. And then it will become blue. So litmus test means you take a paper, you put it in the liquid and you look at the color and you immediately make out that this is acid or a base. That was a chemistry which we learned long back. Now it may be some other technology. But the word litmus test has come into the culture. So what is the litmus test for a God's work? भगवान का काम है, so what is the litmus test? What is the test to identify that this is भगवान का काम, God's work? And the litmus test is very simple. Just like litmus test, you just dip the water into the liquid and look at the color. This litmus test for the God's work is, if the work is done and you do not find a single name whom you can assign that this work is done by XYZ, then it is God's work. Then it is God's work. Otherwise it is not God's work. So when people work selflessly and not connected with the fruit, when the fruit is generated, there is nobody coming forward, I need it, or I want it, or I have created it. Why? Because the fruit is created selflessly. कोई आगे आएगा ही नहीं कि ये मेरा कर्तृत्व है. This fruit is created because of my efforts. Nobody will come forward. And that is God's work. That is what is the God's work. And if that way the work is done, then it is giving to the God. Kartavya karma, prescribed duty, is well done with detachment from the fruit. But how is it possible? Fruit se detach hona kaise possible hai? So it is already 6:44. We will come next week Again, Wednesday, 6 to 6:45, we come here for study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And we'll try to see nirmamo, how to detach from the fruits. And we will try to understand it. And then that detached action is nothing but giving to the God. So we'll come next week. Till then, I wish everyone a good week and a good weekend. Take care. See you all on Wednesday, 6 o'clock next week. Vasudevasutam Devam Kansachanuramarthanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Para Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah.